Good morning. Hello. I was having a little bit of technical difficulty, but I think I'm okay. Let me go back to the comments, see if anybody's coming in. I think I'm okay. My camera wasn't working. My camera on my laptop wasn't working, and then my little plug-in camera wasn't working. So I had a little bit of a freak out moment. But I think we're okay. Looks like we're live. I see Margaret. Good morning, Margaret. Yeah, let me know if everything's okay. I always get on like a half an hour at least, sometimes more. I'm glad I do that because sometimes, I had to like reboot my computer and it was a whole thing. So yes, good morning. I'm glad you're here, Margaret. So I should introduce myself really quick. My name is Julie, and this is Vintage Craft and Chat on Day Trip Vintage. So I'm a longtime collector of vintage. I sell vintage. I have a shop on Etsy with the same name, Day Trip Vintage Company. I'm a longtime handmade seller on Etsy, had a very busy business for a lot of years, probably 11 or 12 years, named Pearly Girl. It's currently on hiatus, still trying to decide on that. And I also do, in addition to this craft and chat that I do live every Thursday morning, I also do a show with my friend Kate of Releve Vintage, and we do a live vintage sale every Friday. We alternate between our channels, and that's at the same time, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern on Fridays. Good morning, everybody. We have Jennifer. Good morning, Jennifer. Good morning. And Diane is here. Good morning. And Debbie of My Vagabond Style is here. And so, yeah. And then tomorrow, Vintage Coffee Talk is on Kate's YouTube channel. And we're doing kitchen, anything you can think of that's vintage kitchen related. Sale, we do a fun show and tell after the vintage sale is over, the live sale. And this week we're asking everybody to post something that's kitchen related. I think I'm going to after I get off of here, I'll do my post, my show and tell post. I think I'm going to do my coffee bar. I don't know. I think so. That would be appropriate, right? Since it's Vintage Coffee Talk. So I think, and I have a lot of vintage plants and fun vintage items in my coffee bar. So I think that's probably what my post will be. Good morning, Mary. Welcome. And yeah, so that's today. We have a lot of fun things to share today. And this is kind of a twofer. I'm showing a couple different crafts. I'm showing how to make some paper shamrocks, of which you can use in your assemblages, you can use in a bouquet. I'm making a smaller version that will be a part of, I think that would be, I think that's, my kitchen is in need of a remodel, and the coffee bar kind of is the one part that's semi-okay. So yeah, I thought that would be appropriate. And so let me first show you, and I'm going to hop around a little bit just because we're going to have some drying time. But let me show you here. So these are actually paper shamrocks that I made last year to go, and I actually decorated for St. Patrick's Day for the first time last year. I have a little area in my kitchen that I like to decorate seasonally. It's kind of like right when you walk in the kitchen, and we have a little, I don't know what it is. It's like a little built-in cabinet, and actually that probably should be the coffee bar. And I use these on my tiered tray, and I use those in that section. So this is something that I made last year. And then when I sat down to do today's craft, I thought, wow, maybe it would be really fun to do a miniature version. So here's just one of the flowers, and they're so simple. And they have a lot of applications. I use cardstock and some vintage dictionary pages, and yeah, they're really fun. So that's going to be kind of the first thing I'm going to show you. And then here's the ornament for today that I'll be showing you how to put together. And so you can see the little miniature versions of those. So here's the size that I made to go in my flowers, and that's a little miniature version there. And here's the side of it. Good morning, Brenda. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. And there's the back of it. And here's the front again. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to switch cameras and let's start crafting. Let's see here. I'm going to go back to this one. And hopefully that's a pretty good view there. I put the camera up a little bit higher today. I think I need to eventually, I don't know, I want to get something where it probably has an aerial view, but hopefully it works. Hello, Olivia, welcome. I'm glad you're here, welcome. And we have the second part of living. I'm so glad you're all here this morning. Okay, so first I'm going to show you this. Now, this was the inspiration for this project. I was cleaning out our pantry and I found a bunch of these, you know, canning jar lids, the flat silver part, and I almost like was, okay, can I just put those in the recycle? Should I put them in my savers bag, you know, my donation bag? And I'm like, no, I can make something with these. So this is a smaller version. And then I only had 2 of this larger one. And I went ahead and prepped it, and I'll kind of explain why. So I knew that I wanted to glue this inside. I originally just did, oh, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking it was you, Gabby, but I wasn't sure. Okay, I wasn't sure. Hi, Gabby. So I originally tried Monster Glue, and it had a really long drying time. So I went back and added some hot glue, which is the same thing. I should have thought of that in the beginning. That's the same thing I did with my postcard, like my little spool holders. That was the best combination I found to get the metal card holder to stick inside the spool. And I think it just shortens the drying time. So that's what I had a little bit of prep. So I just put Monster Glue in here, put some hot glue, and it, you know, it's not instantaneous, but that would be how you would get that accomplished. Okay. And then I didn't, you know, I think the silver is nice, but I felt like I wanted to paint it. The backs look similar to this. I didn't want, you know, that kind of design to show on the back. So I went ahead and I chalk painted. So I let the glue dry, and I went ahead and I put some chalk paint on here. Any brand that you have on hand would work really well. It took a couple coats. And then I went back and gave it kind of a distressed. I took a sanding block and just kind of distressed it. Now, chalk paint is really great because when it's wet, you could also do what they call wet distress. So you can take a baby wipe or, you know, an old cloth or a piece of paper towel, and you can go in and wet distress it and kind of take back a little bit of that paint. But I just let mine dry fully, and I basically dry distressed it with a little sanding block. And then I didn't need to do it. I kind of did an extra step, and I went ahead and put a clear coat on mine. Chalk paint will cure really well on metal, but I went ahead and put a clear coat. Yeah. Will the chalk paint help prevent peeling? I always find my acrylic paints peel. I don't know how acrylic paint would be in this application. That would be something interesting to try it with acrylic paint. I'm wondering if you could do acrylic paint I bet you could probably also dry distress it or wet distress it. It may work similar. I just know, let me see if I can grab it. The brand of chalk paint I use, because I think I had showed this on another previous crafting demo that I did. I had this on hand and it's DIY paint. I really love this brand. I had some really old kind of yucky furniture that I redid over the summer. Maybe it was 2 summers. Actually, it was 2 summers ago. And this was a brand that I have. The woman that owns it, she has a really great YouTube channel, Instagram page. She's very active on Facebook. She has an adorable shop in Encinitas. I haven't made my way down there. But this was the brand that I had on hand. And what color is this? Probably says so. Oh, White Swan. That's what I had on hand. And then because I also had this on hand, let me see if I can find the, and then this is the top coat that I used again because I had it on hand, and it's called Big Top, and it's called Big Top after the show, and it's just a liquid. It's just a really thin, liquid. Let me take that down. In fact, sometimes when it gets on that, okay, I can't get the top off, so I did the wrong thing. Sometimes when it gets on the top, I'll have to get a little tool to get that off. But and it works really well. It just gives the chalk paint a really nice finish. But you could probably do a clear coat spray. Experiment. Maybe just even a coat of Mod Podge. Maybe would probably kind of give it a nicer, so that paint doesn't peel. I think so. Let me see here. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to kind of do this in stages just so we can have a little bit of drying time. So I went ahead and I cut a piece of cardstock to glue here in the back. And I'll show you. So there's our original. So I'm just going to glue that in. And I have been loving Fabri-Tac. I love Fabri-Tac for everything lately. This is like my very favorite glue. Got a little bit of stuff in there. So I'm just going to be really liberal and generous with this Fabri-Tac. Now, I find if I used hot glue for this, it would pop off. I don't know. There's just like different, right? There's different applications and kind of trial and error. What we find works well. But I found Fabri-Tac really. Fabri-Tac did the job. Okay, so we're going to let that cure a little bit. Kind of rub that down. Okay, so we have that set. Now we're going to go on to making our flowers. So I'll make a couple of the small, and I'll show you how to make the large ones. And what I did, I just made a little template. I can't remember if I printed it out or maybe I just drew it by hand, but I just made a little template out of cardstock. And this was actually my template from last year. I kept it when I packed the flowers up at the end of St. Patrick's Day season. I just kept it. So I just picked, and the fun thing is you can make these shamrocks any color, any color that kind of strikes your fancy. You could use all vintage papers. I mean, sky's the limit. I decorate in turquoise a lot, so I get really drawn to the turquoise colors. And we have some green cardstock. And then I'm going to cut the last piece out, which is just a piece of dictionary paper. And you could go a step further. I found that I didn't need to do it with the dictionary page. I mean, it's very thin, and you could even go a extra step and glue this to a piece of cardstock just to make it sturdier. But this is season 2 with these shamrocks, and they've stood up really well. They when I packed them away, they looked brand, they look the same as they did last year. Okay, so there's our little cutout of the dictionary page. And I did not have, I didn't know about this ink last year. So I didn't go around and distress my original flowers, but because now ink is on my radar, I'm going to go in and I'm going to distress the edges. This covers up all the white paper. It just gives it kind of an aged vintage look. I'll do that really quick. Kind of finishes it off. I may go back and see if I could go back and do the bouquet that I made last year. I really think it gives it a nice look. Okay, so I'm going to go through. Hopefully that kind of comes through. So now you can't see the white edging on that. The camera will focus. And I'm going to do the same on my little dictionary thing here. This is so thin you can't see the edges as much, but it kind of helps. Okay, so we have that. And then hopefully you can see I gave each heart a little bit more interest, and then I went in and I scored it. I folded it. There we go. So you can see how they're kind of folded, and some I did different directions, but I just thought that had kind of a cute look. And I found what works really well are like this bone, are they called bone folders, I think? Yeah. Let me see what Margaret says. I have a Pinterest for a 3D version by layering and folding each layer slightly. Super cute. Ooh, I would love to see what that looks like. Yeah, so Margaret, this big top, it is like a varnish. The thing I like about these two, and I kind of did a little bit of research because I was painting furniture, and that I like this brand. I mean, I don't sell this brand. I'm not one of the sellers of it. But what I like is it's natural, solvent free, no VOC. It's water based. For interior surfaces. And I've been really happy with this. It's for furniture, but you can, craft with it. But I have a lot of the chalk paint that's the, I guess, the Waverly, right? Waverly brand that they carry at Walmart. I've been happy with it too. I just don't happen to have it. I didn't happen to have it in white. I only had that. I'm trying to use it up. Okay, so what I do is hopefully you saw me, I just lay this in the center and just kind of score it so that it's easier to bend. I mean, you can definitely do that with your fingers, but I think it's just so quick and easy to do it that way. I would love to, I think that may be a project, is actually making flowers at some point in time. I think would be really fun. Okay, so here we have our 3 hearts. And what I used was this sort of thread covered floral wire. And I don't remember where I got it. I bought it last year, but I think they probably have it at Joann's or Michael's, Hobby Lobby, any of those. And I bet you could probably find it on Amazon too. The other thing that would be really cute is you could use a whoops, I got a ribbon on here. The other thing that would be really cute is just a pipe cleaner, right? How cute would that be? Or you could just use, silver wire, and you could wrap it. But I think the pipe cleaners would be really cute too. Okay, so I'm just going to make a shorter flower here. I'm going to cut off a piece of that. And what I did on the back is I just made a little loop-de-loo circle. Let me get something too. Debbie was telling me, yes, I have too much going on in the background. Okay, so there's like our little loop-de-loo there. There we go. Okay, if you can see that. And I found the easiest way to do it is just with a pair of pliers. So I'm just going to twist it here and make a little loop. And that just gives something, just a little bit more surface for the hot glue to stick to it. And that's what I used for these flowers, was hot glue. So I'm going to make a little bit of a loop. You can see it there. And then I'm just going to go back and kind of make a little, I'm just going to kind of see that comes through. I'm going to kind of straighten it out a little bit there, if you can see that. Okay. All right. Now let's make sure, yep, our hot glue is going. And then I'm going to just layer these flowers in a way, or these, not flowers, but these heart petals in a way that looks kind of pleasing. Get them lined up here. All right, I'm going to do this one on here first. Let's glue this onto here. And we're going to glue this blue one on. I did this very messy. Let's see, there we go. So we don't see the glue as much. You see a little bit of the glue. Would have been a little bit neater and take my time a little bit more. Oh, good. Good, Margaret. I'm excited to see that. I will see if I can pull that up on Instagram. Show everybody. Okay. And then I've just glued my wire onto the back there. And that's it. And we have a shamrock. And you could go in, you could, I think it would be really cute to put like vintage buttons in the center. I mean, you can just go, you know, take it in whatever direction you want. And what's nice about these two with the wire is that you can go in. Let me see if I can show you. I love that they're bendy. So you can kind of bend them to give them a more natural look. And how cute is that? So that's one application. And you can make them, I mean, you can make them huge. You can make them as big as you want. So there's our large size. And then I'm going to go in here. I'm going to make a couple of the small ones really quick. I probably should have already at least done one, but you know, this is how I roll. This is how I roll. I'm going to make two of these real quick. Make sure what my, I'm going to get my different papers here. Okay. All right, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to come in here, and these are the smaller versions that I'm making for the ornament. And I just happened to have one of these paper cutters and got lucky enough because I was like, oh my gosh, I have to make a little tiny heart. And then I dug through my paper cutter stash, and I was really lucky to have, I don't even know what size this is. I don't even know what this says. Let's see. This is, let me see if I can, I'll measure. Let's see. It's probably, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 5/8. Yeah, it's about it's probably a 5/8 size heart. But you could probably, I have done in the past where I've just gone on online and just printed a heart template. You know, you could probably go on Pinterest or something and find out. And that may have been what I did 2 summers ago or 2 springs ago, I guess, when I did the shamrocks. Or actually, it was last year. And we're just going to go in here real quick, kind of the same process. We're going to ink these up, give it that little extra touch. Doing an extra touch is always really nice. Those little details when somebody looks at your work, you've kind of taken the time to put that little extra something. And let's see, there. I need one more. What happened? I need one more piece of dictionary paper. For some reason I didn't cut, but have no fear. I just have it sitting around here. We'll cut a piece here real quick. Take us a minute. Actually, just going to go around here. I thought I did. I probably dropped it somewhere. There we go. You guys are probably looking at it going, it's there, it's there. And these are, Debbie just bought a set of these too. And I think I have them linked below. They're the Cutter Bee scissors. They have this great little holder that they go into. And we both bought them on Amazon. And I'm pretty sure I put the link down in the description. And I love these. Even, you know, if you're doing really fine fussy cutting, they're, and small things, they're great. But I've even cut, I was cutting the larger hearts out with them earlier. They really do work well. Okay, so there's our heart. And let's ink that up real quick, and then we'll go in and we'll score these. Hi, Ariana. Good morning. I'm so excited to get my, I was watching Ariana's sale on Tuesday, and she had these, like, what were they? Like 50s, probably vintage little leprechauns. Oh my gosh. I was like, I said, I never typed so fast in a sale. Like, I just kept refreshing. And I'm like, oh, I need to get one. They're like little chenille stem, spun head, kind of amazing leprechaun guys. So I'm really excited. I don't think I'll probably do it this season, but I definitely, you know how I love to find things and kind of do hacks on them, kind of remake things that are vintage like that. So he'll probably be something for next year, next St. Patrick's Day. Let's see here. Okay. All right. So I've gone in and I've scored all my hearts. I'm just going to give them a little bit of a bend. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to make our little, miniature shamrocks to go into our ornament. And we'll start kind of prepping that. And I found the little image that's in kind of while I'm doing this, I'll talk about that. And I haven't finished cutting. I have just a little bit of fussy cutting left on him or her. Actually, it's a her. It's a little girl. And I found her on Flickr. I'm not sure about sharing links. Debbie kind of introduced me to Flickr recently, and I've gone in there, I created an account. I just was in there very quick. I was looking for an image specific to this project, but I think I'm going to be kind of crazy about it. So I didn't link. I'll have to see if that's okay to do that. And if it is okay, I'll go back in the description and link the person's site that I got it from. And Flickr, it has so, I mean, I was in there so quickly, I didn't really have a chance to really move around in it. And Debbie knows more about that. I'm hoping maybe she'll do a video on her YouTube channel about that. But that, like, some things are copyrighted. This particular one, it said it was okay to use in your crafting. But like you know, you couldn't make, say, a printable sheet with it, right? So, so I need to find that out. And then once I do find out if that's okay, then I'll link it in the video description as well. And okay, so let's go. I'm going to do Make sure, yeah, I have more than enough here. I'm going to do our little twisty here and get our little circular ends. It's almost like a fern frond, I guess, in a way, if you kind of think about that. Do a little loop-de-loop, and then I'm going to come back and kind of straighten it out. And I mean, you don't necessarily need to do that. I just think it gives it a nice finish. Let me get another piece of wire here that I think will work okay. There we go. I'm going to cut a little bit of that string off there. I'll make another loop at the top. I'm really excited to delve into Flickr a little bit more. I think it's going to be a really nice source of things to craft with, and definitely a lot of inspiration there. I know Debbie as a, she does a lot of paper crafting and junk journaling. It's probably like a gold mine. Tammy's here. Oh my goodness. Tammy. Okay, Tammy, if probably most of us know, because most of us in here are crafters, and I've been sharing, like, if people don't know, I'm like, you have to watch Tammy of Creative Girl Vintage. I'm so excited that you're here. Oh my gosh, I'm kind of like starstruck. I'm kind of giddy. Right now. I'm so happy you're here. Hi, Jenny. Good morning. I'm glad you're here. Oh my goodness. So maybe Debbie, if you're here, if you could put Tammy's link in. I know Debbie watches all of her videos too. If you could put the link to Tammy's YouTube channel, that would be great. Oh, am I funny? No, Tammy, you don't even know. Like, there's a bunch of us in our little YouTube community here. There's a lot of sellers of vintage, and this is an amazing community of people. And there's a lot of us that craft in this community, which I think a lot of people would agree. When you decorate with vintage and you're a collector of vintage, I think sometimes it's just a natural to craft with it too, right? The crafting and the decorating and the collecting, it kind of goes hand in hand. I used to make a lot of, that's how I first started out on Etsy before my business morphed into a hand stamp business. I made jewelry with vintage finds and ephemera, and that was my first love. That was my first love. Oh, let's see. Oh, I know. Yeah, and then Gabby is in here as as Olivia, which is her daughter. That wasn't very good, was it? I think I actually used Fabri-Tac when I made these, but I'm using hot glue. I'm going for the. You know what, Ariana, you will when you're whoops. That's Tammy's link. Yeah. So everybody go click on that and follow Tammy's YouTube channel. She does really amazing crafts. And Ariana, when your baby girl's a little bit older, you will have more time for it. I promise. I didn't have a lot of time for a lot of years, and had some life changes this past year, and I've come back to it. And my kids are older. They're 16 and 19, and they're they're getting to be much more independent and not needing me as much, and independent with their homework. And well, certainly my 19-year-old, she's in college this year. So you'll find that time comes back. Not my finest work, but I've gone and I've glued them. I've glued the little shamrocks, and now I'm going to glue the backs onto them here. And I agree, Tammy. Yes, you find, what happened here? Yes, you find your tribe. Oh my gosh, guys, what just happened to the shamrocks? What just happened? Did they just fly off? Okay, what happened? They were just laying here. Oh my gosh. Oh, are they stuck in my sweater? I bet. Are they on my sweater? What the heck? Okay, I looked away to get glue. I looked away. Oh, here they are. Oh my goodness. And I just found, remember when I said, oh, I don't have another piece of paper? It's on the floor. Yep. This is what real time. This is what real time crafting is. I thought they were stuck to my sweater. Okay, so here we go. And yeah, and I saw the other little heart on the floor. So now we know where that one went. Yeah, we're just going to stick our little back on here. It's very thick now that I have a lot of glue, but we're going to make it work. Luckily, it's going to go at the back of the ornament. Let's glue our other one on. Again, where did that go? That went off somewhere. Let's cut ourselves another one. I'm just losing everything today. Yeah, sometimes Jenny, right? Sometimes you're just not in that creative space. I have been a lot lately, but I also find that, yeah, sometimes I'm spread a little bit thin with Vintage Coffee Talk, and then trying to come up with crafts every week for this show. So sometimes, but luckily I've kind of stayed in that space here for a while. And I get a lot of inspiration from all of you too. Kind of spurs me on. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, Gabby has a amazing craft. Well, I haven't seen it, but I'm just guessing that it's amazing. And now here's our little shamrocks, okay, that we just made that are in that ornament. I wish my space is in my dining room. That's where I craft. So I'm going to go back in and I'm going to finish this off really quick, just a little bit more cutting of our little girl here. I'm going to go around. Probably should have had this. That's my dream, is to someday have, we just have a 3-bedroom house, and our daughter is still, she's going to a local junior college and she's still home. So yeah, all our bedrooms are taken. But that would be I told my husband, someday I would love to have a bedroom or a little studio space that I could decorate with all my kitschy stuff. And the other thing that I went in, and let me see if I'm going to be able to do it, is the little extra touch that I did with her. Can you see there's a little bit of between her legs, right? There's a little bit of the image there. I'm going to go see if I can go in here really quick and just kind of cut that out. And that's a little extra kind of thing. Those little extra touches, I think, are nice in when you're creating something, that you took the time to notice, okay, there's a little bit of dead space between her legs, and to go in and just kind of remove that. And it's very easy to do with one of these little straight edge tools here. I don't think the fussy cutters would quite get in there enough. I'd have to be really, really good with them to get that to work. Okay, so we've just gone in there and we've cut out that little bit between her legs. And we're going to go in and we're going to stretch our little girl. Same thing we did with the hearts, just to cover up that the whiteness of the paper that's on the edge. I have a little bit of paper there. I don't have one of those. I've watched Tammy's Craft. She has kind of a big, I don't know, I don't even know what you call it, that she uses for her ink. It's probably like the proper thing. I have found that these little makeup applicators, they can kind of get into the small spaces, but I don't have the official. Get a little bit there. Okay, so there we go. So we have our girl. She's all the whiteness is gone from the edges, and we've kind of gave her a vintage look. Okay, so now we're getting all of our elements together. And let's see, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue in the pipe cleaner, the sparkly green pipe cleaner. Let's do that next. Here we go. I'm just going to kind of lay it in here. Measure it out. I'm going to just leave it probably, actually, I'm going to go a little bit short because we don't need to go all the way around because I have this little moss, this little kind of faux moss stone that I have the little girl standing. So I'm going to go in here and just cut it a little bit shorter. We don't need to go the whole way. I have some kind of weird thread stuck to this to go around the whole way. Let me kind of do a test run. Yep, that's good. And we'll do our hot glue here. That's what's going on. I have all these like hot glue threads here. We're going to lay that in. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And then I will show you how we put our kind of little assemblage part together on the moss stone. And I think for the moss stones, I found these at Dollar Tree. Gosh, I want to say it was before Christmas. I've had them quite a while. I know it was before Christmas because I had used them quite a bit in some of the assemblages that I made at Christmas time. And I haven't seen them again. I wish I had, I'd only bought one bag, and I'll show you the bag. I wish I had bought several more. And I actually bought them thinking they would be really great to craft with at Easter time and in spring. But I used them at Christmas time. I'm obviously using them in this craft. There's some like weird thread on here. See if I can get that off. Probably shouldn't be using these scissors, but they're what I have here. Okay. All right. I know. See? Yep. I set up a packing room for sales. I set it up in the garage because I didn't have any other. Obviously, that tells you our garage is full of stuff and we don't have our cars in our garage. But that's where I ended up putting my my packing space. Yeah. Okay, so we've glued our little pipe cleaner. And let's see, now let's go ahead. We're going to actually, I'm going to skip a little bit. Let's go ahead and finish off the edge here. And where did it go? I love this lace. So this came from Dollar Tree. I probably have like 3 or 4 spools of it, but it's one of those, I find myself going back to it again and again. I love it because it's, is it cotton? Oh yeah, it's 100% cotton. So that's what appeals to me is the fact that it has kind of, and it's kind of this ecru kind of beige. I don't know, like not beige, but off-white color. And I just find that I like the size of it. I haven't found. I have a big collection of vintage lace and ribbon and whatnot, but I haven't found anything that's quite this size yet. I say yet because I'm always on the hunt. But yeah, I try to use as much vintage as I can, but because I haven't found any, that's really what. And what I liked about this too, it fit perfectly around the edge. And I like that it added a little bit of detail to the front, just that little bit of peekaboo. So we're going to go ahead. And the thing that I found worked the best was our Fabri-Tac. Fabri-Tac worked the best for this. And it dried pretty quick drying time. So it kind of depends on what it is you're using, but I want to give that plenty of time to dry. Well, Ariana, you're very lucky that you have a basement. I mean, that's kind of a perfect, right? I'm just jealous of everybody that has crafting spaces and extra rooms and basements. I had a basement. We had a basement. We live in Southern California, so basements are not common here at all. But if I had one, I would have like glommed onto that space a long time ago. I would have claimed it as this is my space. This is my space. Eventually, we will be empty nesters, which I'm not looking forward to that day, truthfully. I'd rather not have a crafting space and have my kids at home, if truth be told, but someday. Or we just need a bigger house, I guess. Need a bigger house someday. Okay, so glue that all around, and I'm just going to give it a little snip. Now I know where all the things that get lost go. They're under my desk here. And then we're just going to glue the little edge down here. I love this Fabri-Tac glue. Oh, don't you? I think you were the one that told me about this, Gabby. You're the one that told me about the Fabri-Tac. I think you turned me on to that. I love it. I sometimes use it more than my glue gun these days. Yeah, but it's, stuffed into your den office. Yeah. And it does have a door. It's so nice. You're going to love having that space. Okay. So we've glued our Dollar Tree lace on the side. Okay, so now let's see. Let's get our components. So what I did with the girl, I wasn't sure. When I sat down to start making her, I was like, am I going to use, what am I going to use? I wanted to give it kind of that 3D look as I was compiling the elements of it. And I kind of settled upon putting wire at the back of her. I don't know. Yeah, you can't see. And the other thing I did is I printed her out on cardstock. So not overly thick cardstock, but I felt once I had the wire on her, she seemed to be pretty rigid. rigid enough. And you could go an extra step, like say if you just printed her on regular printer paper, you could back her onto a piece of cardstock, but just using I don't even know what weight it is. It's not a particularly heavy grade of cardstock, but I found that was sufficient. Okay, so we're gonna go. Hopefully I've left because I kept dropping everything. Hopefully I've left myself a long enough piece of. I'm gonna cut it off of here. Okay, so I have a piece of the wire. Might have a moment where I'm gonna have to go dig out another piece. I'm hoping. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be okay. Okay, so I'm gonna just take a length of wire and I just, fold it in half and kind of laying it on the back, making sure that there's enough, because we'll eventually stick the little ends here into the foam moss ball, foam moss stone, whatever we want to call it. And we're looking pretty good. And I'm just going to lay it down, and we're going to be kind of generous with this hot glue here. It's not going to be necessarily very pretty. I guess I could just tape it. Taping would work well too. Maybe that's even better to tape it. But I'm just going to do it how I did the original, which was the glue. And I'm going to come back and I'm going to stick that down a little bit. So the wire wants to pop off. Tape would probably work really well. You just have to probably do it in pieces, having little bits of tape at the back. Or you could go and maybe do a second, what do I want to say? Trace her out, and then maybe even have a second, just a blank of her, and you could probably sandwich the wire in between. That would probably work really well too. Put another glue stick in there. Yeah, it's not pretty, but it's working. It's not pretty, but it's working. Of course, if you're crafting this, you're going to take a little bit more time. And a little bit of glue there. Oh, did somebody get that? Yeah, thank you. Oh, terrible. Okay. And I'm just cutting. I have a little bit of, bye, Gabby. Bye. And then let me know if I need to make, you know what, Jenny, let me know if you're still here and I will make you a mod too. Might need a couple more mods in here with Gabby leaving too. Let me know. Let me know. Okay. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and let's see. I'm going to add Jenny. I'm going to see if Ariana is still in here. Yeah. And then let me know. Okay. So here's our little girl. And there's our wires down there at the bottom. And what I'm going to do is take off. I'm just going to cut around here and see if I can't take off a little bit of this thread that's around here. Actually, we're not going to need that much of a length. So I'm going to go in here and remove a little bit of this. go. Get a little bit of that cut off there. And I found just, because we're going to stick this down in the moss, and we don't want anything to kind of prevent it from going down in there. Okay, so we're going to cut off a little bit of that thread just on the bottom here. And I'm going to do the same. I'm going to do the same for our flowers. In fact, this one, that's okay. I'll leave it that long. Just so it doesn't have anything to prevent it from being stuck in there. Oh, thank you, Ariana. Thank you, thank you. I guess so, right? There's always a positive. We can always look at something with a positive. Okay, so I'm going to go back here. I'm going to take off a little bit. And these are just little tips that I found when, and I made this ornament over probably, I don't know, a couple days. And I'd do it and I'd pick it up and I'd stop for a little bit and kind of work through. So these are just little things that I found worked well for me. And let's see, where are my moss stones? Where did those go off to? Where? Oh, here they are. Okay, so these are the moss stones that I found at Dollar Tree before Christmas. And I don't know how many was in this little packet, but I did put a link below. I did find them on Amazon. So if they're not in your local Dollar Tree or they haven't come back around, Amazon would be a good source. And you may easily be able to find these in Michael's, Hobby Lobby, Joann's, especially since it's spring right now. And I would probably look in the like faux flower section too, right? Where they have all the pots and the clear glass vases. That may be like a good source or a place to find them. So they're just styrofoam, and they're just covered in this like faux moss. And what I did is I had some that were already cut in half because I use them in assemblages at Christmas time. And you can go in, you can use like a razor kind of tool like this. And so it takes a little doing. Use the razor tool. Probably like a knife would work really well, or scissors, but you kind of have to take your time, but they're not overly difficult. So here's one that's cut in half. And then what I did for this is I went ahead and cut it in. So I actually ended up with a quarter so that it fit into the bottom of the ornament. Okay, so there's that. And let me see, and then here's my little quarter that I'll be using. And you just want to go in and kind of make sure, kind of dry fit it, right? Kind of make sure that it looks like it's, it's going to meet the edge correctly, and just kind of have to work with it. Okay, so let's see here. I'm going to do a little bit of a dry fit and kind of figure out where her little feet are going to go, where I want her to stand. Okay, so I know I want her over here at the right-hand side. And sometimes you get lucky and you could, I got lucky that time. Sometimes you get lucky and you can just press her in. So I did. I found when I was doing it the other day, I took, you guys know how I love to use my little ice pick here. I found with some of it worked really well with the little ice pick, but I got lucky. Okay, so I put her down, and then what I ended up doing, just so she had a little bit more security, is I went down underneath and I bent the wires. I just bent them so that they were straight. Let's see here. Actually, I'm going to bend them towards each other. When you're doing this, just think of how can you make, right? How can you make it a little bit more secure? And I don't need to do that. She's actually on there quite securely, but I'm going to go ahead after I put the shamrocks in, and I'm going to add some hot glue under there just to kind of give it a little bit more security. Okay, so now let's see, we're going to take our longer one here, get all those little threads off of there. Okay, so we're going to kind of, looking at my original kind of where, let's see, hopefully we're going to get lucky and this will do the same. If not, we'll get our little pick. Yeah, see, that one's not poking in. So I'm going to take my little pick here and I'm just going to poke a little hole. I'm going to go down in there. And okay, so that one's in there nicely. And then we can go back and adjust and figure out what height we want. And let's put this one about there. Again, it's not wanting to go in, so I'm going to use my little pick here. Find that hole. There we go. Okay. All right, so we're going to take this big one first. Once you figure out what height you want it, and I'm just going to go in here and I'm going to bend that wire. And we're going to add some glue just to give it a little stability. Same thing, I'm going to kind of decide where I want the other one. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to bend that wire. I'm going to bend it flat and I'll kind of show you what the bottom looks like. So you can kind of see it's not pretty. It's definitely not pretty, but you can kind of see where the little wires have poked through. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to add some hot glue and we're going to let that kind of dry for a few seconds here. Because the reason why I found that gluing it now and not waiting to do it just when I glued it into the ornament was I want to go in and kind of adjust, right? So if we want to go in and kind of adjust the shamrocks a little bit. Don't you love how I just get glue over everything? I should have a tool here that's just like my glue tool. I have to go back later and remove all the glue. Let's see. Okay, you guys are all wrenched. Okay, good. And then let me know if it gets too crazy and I'll add some more. Okay. All right, so we have our glue. We're all glued down there. Let's see here. There we go. There's our glue. And then the other thing that I had was I had these little glittered confetti. Now, I found these, I think they were in the wedding aisle, I want to say, here's the brand, his and hers, and I feel like it was Hobby Lobby. I just was kind of wandering around Hobby Lobby one day, up and down every single aisle, and I was just picking up things that I thought would work well. I didn't know what I was going to use these for. I bought these a very long time ago, but I just thought, well, those will come in handy for something. So it was this big bag. I don't even know how many are in here. It says 4 ounces. I actually poured out some into this cute little Fenton. I showed everybody last Friday a little Fenton kind of cauldron, green cauldron that I bought from Angela. So this bag was really, really full. And I just thought, I was like, do I want to have them down below, like kind of coins? And I thought it would look really cute as kind of a sun or a moon or whatever we want to kind of call it. So let's glue that down. And I'm actually going to use the Fabri-Tac. Yeah, doesn't it? I'm glad that I did that though, because it really was that little kind of extra thing that I thought was really fun for this project. And it also would be cute. You could probably go and use some of those. I don't know what they are. They're those little like glue. What do we call them? Those little glue tabs or something. Those little sticky tabs, and you could probably even give it a little bit of a raised relief too. Okay, so there's our moon. We're slowly getting it built. I'm gonna kind of look at kind of dry fit, kind of the dry fit of it here. See how we're doing. See how everything's working. We kind of like how that's looking. I think we're doing pretty good. And you have to just kind of play with it a little bit. I'm going to kind of bend down. I'm going to bend this moss. Don't you like how I pick these, Barry? It's really complicated, but this is just how it happened. I just kind of built it. But even if you don't have all the pieces in part, hopefully you can take inspiration from this project. You know, sometimes you can't make it exacting, but hopefully you can be inspired from this craft. This would be so cute with like little deer. Oh, wouldn't it be? That would be so cute. Like a little paper deer cut out. I mean, there's a lot of directions you could take this craft. And I don't have any more of these large ones. I only had the 2, but I think I want to figure out something to do with the smaller ones. Okay, don't do as I do. I shouldn't have used my cutter bee to cut that glue off. Hi, Christina. I'm glad you're here. Welcome. Got a little bit of glue. Okay, so that's what we have so far. She's coming along very nicely. And let's see, what are our other elements? We need some mushrooms. Okay, so you might need to Google the mushrooms. I can't remember. There's 2 online companies, I think, that sell them. They're on Etsy, and they also have online stores. Gabby's not here anymore. I think the one is 36 Degrees North, I want to say, is the one store. Oh, the other one's not coming to mind. But if you Google probably what miniature mushroom or mushroom picks, you'll probably find it right away. And the little extra step, because I like to do a little bit of extra, I felt like they were just a little too white for me. So I went in and just kind of distressed the base of the mushrooms a little bit, just to kind of give them a little bit of a vintage look. And they come on these wires, which are really great. There's different sizes. I only have the small ones. Actually, I think they sent me a free larger one. So I think I do have one that's larger. But I'm really into mushrooms lately, and I thought that would be a really cute, kind of cute addition. And I'm going to use my little pick. I think it looks nice not to put everything all in a row. So I'm going to put one of the little mushrooms here behind the girl. And I'm just going to go in and put a little hole back there with my pick and kind of make sure that that fits. And I'm just going to put a little bit of hot glue on there. Just a little bit. I don't need too much. And there we go. So if you can kind of see it's a little bit behind her, right? So there's a little bit, we're trying to give a little bit of a 3D look rather than having everything all in one line. Hi, Kelly. Welcome. Good morning. I'm glad you're here. Okay, there's our first mushroom. Now we're going to get our second one in. This ice pick really works well, doesn't it? Really comes in handy. It's kind of a weird tool, but I can't even say how much I use this ice pick. It really, It's always here on my crafting desk. Okay, so we have our, oh, maybe we're going to luck out where I have that big glue glob. We're going to put the flower there. So now you can kind of see, I have too much going on here. Now you can kind of see our two mushrooms, and then we're going to glue. It's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to glue the flower right where that glue is. And let's see. Oh, so here's the mushrooms. Here's the bag of mushrooms. And I don't know what the count was, but should be able to find them pretty easy. And then here's the one that I have that's in the larger size. So it'll go into some project, but you can see they're just double-sided. They're just double-sided like that. So those are the mushrooms. And then the flowers, I've used these a lot in a lot of crafts that I've done here on my channel. And these, I want to say maybe Michael's, but they were in the paper crafting section. And they're just little paper flowers. Yep, and the brand is the Paper Studio. And I have them in several different colors, but I really love these little flowers. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're going to glue. That. We're going to do it right where that glue spot was and cover that up. How lucky we got. How lucky we were. Okay, so that's what we have. That's what we have going on so far. And I'm going to go in and I'm just going to give these shamrocks a little bit. I'm just going to kind of bend them a little bit. Give them a little bit of a kind of more of a natural look in a way. I'm going to bend this one too a little bit more. Just to kind of give it some interest. And there we go. I think that looks cute with that little bit of a bend. And I actually like how she's a little bit, because my moss stone was a little bit of a different size, she's actually sticking up a little bit more. I'm going to give her a little bit of a bend. That's why this wire is really nice. Really works out well. Okay, so there we are. Now I'm going to go in and add a little bit of glitter. I decided she needed a little bit of glitter going on. Let me take a second, kind of clean up my area here really quick. Let's see. I'm going to get a little piece of paper just to put a little bit of Mod, this kind of, I'm not using Mod Podge yet. You know how I don't hate it, but I'm just kind of trying to use this up. But this is just a Mod Podge type medium. I'm just going to put a little tiny bit of squirt here on a piece of paper. And let's see, I just keep some paintbrushes down here and a little bit of water. I find that works really well. I don't have to keep getting up and down. Just going to grab my little paintbrush here. And we're just going to put a little bit of this Mod Podge medium. You could use a glue, anything that kind of dries clear, right? You don't want anything that you wouldn't want to use any kind of glue that is white when it dries. So you're looking for something that's a clear, kind of a clear medium. And we're just going to go on her hat there. And we have our paper plate, which works really good. And it's great for getting it back in the bottle, the excess. So we have a little bit here on her hat. And then let's glitter up her shamrocks. Let's give them a little bit of a sparkle here. Super sweet. And then this is kind of serendipitous because when you're crafting live, you have to do things in a much quicker way than if you're just by yourself here taking your time. So this worked out well because I had a little bit of hot glue there that was showing on the shamrocks. And so this little extra step is actually nice. It's covering up that glue. We just lucked out with that. We lucked out with that. Yeah, we are almost done. We're going to put our hanger on. Okay, so that's where we're at. So I think it's fun to have that little bit of extra sparkle. And let's clear this off, and then let's put our hanger on. And I just had a little bit of, I don't even know what this was. Oh, you know what? I think it was just like a piece of seam binding, and that seam binding, it comes and it was quite thicker. So I just basically snipped it and then just ripped it because I was looking for something that had a little bit more of a kind of frayed edge, but it is vintage seam binding. So we're going to use that for our hanger. And we're just going to glue this on. I'm going to kind of dry fit it. I'm going to look at the front and make sure that it's positioned where I want. And I use little buttons to cover up the ends of it. I think that's a good spot. Okay, so I'm going to glue that on. I'm going to hold it down with my finger. And Fabri-Tac probably would work really well for this too. I may have used Fabri-Tac on the original. So the glue gun gives us a little bit more of an instantaneous finish here live. Trying to get it so it's the height I want. I think that's good. Just going to hold that down. We'll add some glue down here and we'll nip off the end. Again, all these tools come in handy, so we're not burning ourselves. We'll snip off the extra here. And let's see, my buttons are a little bit smaller. It's the thing with vintage, right? Sometimes you can match up sizes, sometimes you can't. And then I'm going to go back, and I glued just here the tip. I'm going to go back and I'm actually going to glue up here on this ridge so that when it hangs, it's just give it more strength, and so that it lays nicely there. So I'm just going to add a little quick back behind that ribbon up on that ridge. There we go. Okay, so I added some extra here just to give it, when it hangs, just a little bit more strength. And then I only had 2 of these really big buttons, and I only found 2 smaller ones, so it's going to look just a little bit different, but I think it's nice. It kind of finishes the back off nicely, the end of those ribbons. And again, just that little something to give your project that little special added touch. I always like to do that. Let's put our other one on. There we go. Okay. And there we finished off the back. We have our little buttons on there. And I think she's done. Let me pull off all these threads that I have going on here. They're like Thread City, Glue Thread City. We'll clean off our space a little bit. Okay. And there we go. There is our ornament. Super sweet. Here's our original. Here's our original. And then here's the one that we made today. Not too bad. I think she's pretty cute. And I like how she's a little bit taller. I think that gives her even a little bit more of a 3D look. So super sweet. Yeah, I hope everybody likes her. Very cute. And the other thing that I love is when people watch, they watch the Vintage Craft and Chat, and if you make the ornament exacting or you're just inspired by it, the new thing that I've started to do, and Kelly Rashidi and Mary, I think they're the only two so far that have done this, but if you post anything to your Instagram page, be sure to include, I'll type it in, be sure to include this hashtag, and then that way, and then I can go back and share. In fact, let me go look and see if there's anything to share today. And it's Vintage Craft and Chat with and written out. Longwise. Okay, so I put the hashtag in, and I'll remind me. I'm going to go back and check that. Okay, so that's our ornament. I hope everybody loves her. I can't wait to see what everybody else is going to come up with. Let me clear off a little bit, because the other thing that I wanted to do today is next Thursday, Debbie, who's here, of My Vagabond Style, she is my special guest next Thursday, my first guest. I'm really excited. I told her it was very important that she be my first guest, because not only are we such great friends. In fact, if you guys notice in the chat, we often call each other sister. And yep, that's how much I love her and how special she is to me. But Debbie is also an amazing crafter. She's also an amazing paper crafter. So let me see. Let me change the camera here. Let me go back and be on again. There I am. I'm here. And so, yeah, so Debbie is going to be on next Thursday, and she's going to be teaching us how to make a junk journal, like a junk journal from scratch. I've never made one. I crafted with paper. I like to include a little bit of paper in what I do. I often do that, but I've never made a junk journal. I've never just done something that's all like a paper craft or like a mixed media kind of thing like that. So, yeah, I'm a little biased. I'm a little biased in my love. Yeah, that's unconditional. Unconditional always. And so the last, oh no, actually, you know what? Let me look at the hashtag really quick on Instagram, because I don't want to forget to do that. Let me see if anybody's added anything in here really quick. I haven't seen anything, but I don't want to miss out. Here we go. Let me see make sure. Yeah, I don't think there is, there isn't anything new under that hashtag, just some things that I posted. So, but the hashtag is, if you guys go back and look at it, so there's some of the things that Kelly's made and Mary, and it's really fun to go back and look and, get inspiration from each other. So there's the hashtag there at the top. Okay, so what I got in the mail the other day, I'm so excited. So Debbie's going to be showing us how to construct a junk journal. I've already put the notification. So if you go into on my channel, it already has the notification up for next Thursday. And there's also a whole list of supplies. So you can actually gather up the supplies this week, and then next Thursday, as Debbie's showing me how to construct the junk journal, you can make yours right along with us and make it live, like right along with us. And so Debbie sent me this package. So she put together a packet for herself and a packet for me, and it came the other day. So I thought, oh, it would be really fun to open it up. And then look how cute Debbie's package is, with a little like printout, the little sticker guy in the front. How cute is that? She even makes her packages look cute. So adorable. I'm gonna cut these out and save those. I'm gonna put them on something. Yeah. Well, there's no pressure. There's no timetable pressure, Kelly, right? We just kind of do it. We just do it when we can. And, sometimes we get in these places like, Jenny was saying earlier, or we're not in that creative space, right? But that's the beauty of crafting and, creativity, and make sure I have all the pieces and parts, is that you can kind of start it and kind of leave it, and then you can go back to it and pick it up. That's what I enjoy about crafting too. Oh, I have all these like weird pop-ups. I'm going to cut them. I am going to cut them out. Okay, let's see. Oh, how cute. Can I read this? I can read this. So it says, to my sis, I'm very congested. When I'm down like this, I have like chronic sinusitis. So when I'm down, like everything goes down, gravity. I can't wait for our live. We finally get to craft together. We do. And then this is so cute. So she says, peel this tape off and reuse from your sis. Yeah, I'm going to. Look at that cute little image. What is that? A little sticker? I don't know. That's just something adorable that she found. I'm going to reuse that too. I'm going to put that. This is going to go in my junk journal. Okay. So, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Okay, what should I show first? I don't know what I should show first here. Okay. Let's see. How does this open? Should I just cut it? Let's see. I'm just going to slice it. I'm just going to cut real thin along the top. Yes, that would be really fun. I know that you and Mary love to craft together. I don't have anybody locally that's a big crafter, so I have to craft virtually. Oh, in case it got wet, that is a great, I see. I didn't even think about that. So these are all the elements that Debbie included. Ooh, I can get this. Look how cute that is. So this is, what is this? Like tissue paper. I think this is a piece of tissue paper. How cool is that? Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. Look at these beautiful papers that she included. And I'm so excited because she's going to show us step by step. Look at that beautiful one. Oh, is it Tim Holtz tissue paper? Oh my goodness. I feel like I already have like an obsession with ephemera and vintage ephemera, but I feel like I'm going to be like even more obsessed. Look how cool that is. I have a bunch of, I have a huge collection of vintage atlases and maps because I used to make jewelry. with the vintage maps. And so I have a huge collection. And then this is just really cool vintage book pages. There's French, some French and German. So cool. And like hymnals. Hymnals are great because the size of them is really good, right? So we have vintage papers. Oh my gosh. So excited. Look at this. So cool. And I think some of these came from Flickr, right, Debbie? I think some of these images came. And she included some napkins. How cool is that? I think these came from Joann's, right? Oh, gosh. Yeah, I think I'm hooked. Look at how cute. So it's like Yahtzee. Things you find in Yahtzee games. Oh, my goodness. So cool. And then I think these are going to be the images on the front, right? Maybe the front and the back. I love the owls. And they're birds with hats because I like to put hats on my birds. So it's very appropriate. Look at those mushrooms. Oh. Yeah, so if you go to the video link, you will find a complete supply list. And what is fun is as you're gathering up materials or you're printing, like you go into Flickr or you're gathering things from around the house, you can gather the things that speak to you, right? But it's really good to see kind of what some of the examples are. So I thought it was going to be fun to open this. So this looks like these are little flowers with brads. I don't know what we're going to do with those, but those are going to be something fun. I've tried to get, I think I've bid on quite a few of the ephemera packs. I think I've bid on them. Maybe they were like flat prices too when you were doing them at first, and I just never won one. But I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to keep trying, Ariana. So if people aren't, here's Gabby, and Gabby's back as herself. For people that aren't following Ariana, you can put your link in as well. And she now has live sales on Tuesday evening. I'm not sure what time they are Eastern. And she has an amazing, amazing eye. She has amazing style. She finds the best treasures. I love to watch her. Yeah, her picking videos, when she's out estate sales and antique stores. And she just has really great stuff. Really great stuff. And she buys these ephemera packs from one of her friends, and they're amazing. I mean, they're like you would see, it was kind of like the one I did the haul on last week with Goldie in the ephemera haul. Like I just feel like a really lucky person to get one of those packs. So here's a whole package of vintage stamps. So cool. Some of this stuff I might not even know what it is. Okay, here's another package that has, oh my gosh, Debbie. This is like a treasure trove. So there's some, it's kind of stuck there. Let's see. There's some glittery trim and some vintage lace. Now see, that's a perfect size lace. That's like the lace that I use from the dollar store. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Oh, does she? Okay, so Kelly's sister, Mary, who's Ancestral Beginnings, she has some ephemera packs in her Etsy store. So that would be a really great source because sometimes it takes a long time to, collect these things. I know Debbie's been collecting them and gathering them for a lot of years. So she has a really large collection of ephemera and laces and trims and vintage crafting supplies. Yeah. right? Oh gosh. Oh my goodness. I'm excited to do the project, but I'm even just as excited about, oh my gosh. What are these? Your autogram. Remove all protective backing from initial. Press firmly on desired surface. Fold any excess adhesive under so that edges are clean. I don't even know what fabulousness this is. They're like they're little H stickers. What are those, Debbie? Oh my gosh, look at that. Oh, this is like amazing. Oh, and here's another little packet. Oh my gosh, I don't even know what these are. How cool are those? Look at that, Frontier. Look at these stamps. Oh, there's a ton of them. Oh, maybe we'll be able to like make a word or something with them. Oh, I don't know what these are, but I'm like, I'm gonna be on eBay looking for the from your hoard. Yeah, I know you have a fabulous hoard. Let's see, I don't want to cut these. I know these just little glycine bags. My hands are, oh, there we go. My hands are so dry. Oh, is this making you all excited for next Thursday? I hope so. Obviously, I've known about it for a long time. We've been planning it. I've been really excited. There's mushrooms. And these, I'm pretty sure these are all flicker. Yeah. Let's see. Kelly Rashidi, her tin type necklaces. Yeah. Mary is a wonderful artist. If you aren't subscribed to her YouTube channel too, she does a lot of mixed media art, and she has obviously an Etsy shop and some really great items. Look how cool those are. Oh my goodness. Whoops. This is like a whole world here. Oh, Graphics Fairy. That's another site I haven't gone to yet. I need to make my way over to Graphics Fairy. Oh, look at the ferns. I have a weakness for botanicals and ferns and butterflies and birds. Oh, gosh. And those are stickers. Let's see. Here's stickers. Oh, so beautiful. Look at that. What are these? Right. Oh, I know. Yes, Gabby loves ferns too. Oh my gosh, what are these? I think these are stickers too. Now I just have a big pile. I'm gonna have to kind of put them. I have to put them all back into containers. I have like a big. I think these are kind of like I don't know, like a see-through-y sticker. I can't find my words. Where are my words? Look how beautiful those are. What, Ariana? Well, let me pay for it. Don't send me one. Let me pay for it so that I finally get one. Just pick one out that you think I will love, but let me pay for it. Let me pay for it, please, 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 please. Here's some cardstock. So I don't know. We're gonna do something fun with that. Here is some pieces of material. Oh my gosh, looks like a cool like linen like tablecloth or something, right? Okay, and then here is this is for our closure and binding. So in the description of the supplies, this is the kind of string or twine that you want. Oh, I just knocked my glue thing over. Yeah. I'm probably scaring people off with all this stuff. It's smaller. Yeah. I think Debbie probably overshared supplies with me. I've been trying to, oh my gosh. That's so cool. Oh, this is like an original recipe card. You know what I've been trying to find? I'm sorry, I'm so like stuffed up here. Have been looking on eBay for library cards. You know, like the original library cards. I don't know why. I've been kind of obsessed to find them. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. Probably some kind of craft. I don't know what, but I've been on the hunt. Oh, isn't all this good? Ugh. Oh my gosh. Oh, look at these. I said to Debbie one time, well, do you copy things? Do you not want to use the originals? And she said, no, I love using the originals. And my first thought is, oh, I want to copy it. I don't want to keep it. So I can look at it. And then these are like recipes. So this is such a great idea, right? To take an old like paperback recipe card and dictionary pages. Yeah, I love using dictionary pages. Obviously, I used one today. And what I love about dictionary pages too are the graphics, right? They have the most amazing illustrations. Like look at the flowers right there. So good. So good. Oh my gosh. I need a bigger house. I definitely need a crafting space because now I need to just have all this and start collecting this too. Look at the baby. Oh my gosh. Look at, okay, so I think this will, oh, maybe she pre-made. I don't know. Maybe is that going to end up being a page? I don't know. Oh my gosh. I want to copy her. I don't want to use, and then this, I've never tried this technique where you tea stain and copy stain paper. I'm hoping Debbie will demo that for us going forward on her channel because inquiring minds want to know, what is this? This is like some cool like flight pattern stuff. Oh my gosh, look at this. So this is all vintage wallpaper. Can you even look at that? Oh my gosh. I feel so lucky, Debbie, that you shared all this your amazing hoard with me. Oh my gosh. Debbie and I are hoping that maybe hoping I'm going to like quiet down and settle my schedule down a little bit. But yeah, hoping we can go visit Debbie and her husband now that they're settled in their home. And I'm going to have to like walk you through like Marco Polo of all my stuff. I've started like, you want this? You want this? Some stuff I'll surprise you on. I'm kind of gathering little surprises, but I'll have to like walk you through to figure out what I'm bringing you. Oh my gosh. Okay. So that's the wonderful packet from Debbie. I hope that you're all going to be excited to craft with us because I'm very excited. I'm a little like, okay, am I going to be like obsessed with junk journaling and that kind of whole world? Because I've kind of been keeping everything to assemblages and that kind of thing. But I'm so excited. I hope you guys are going to gather materials over the course of the week, and I hope we're all going to craft together. Yes. I hope everybody can join. The other, let's see, what else I wanted to talk about. Oh yeah. So later today, 6 p.m. Eastern, Debbie is going to be live on her YouTube channel this afternoon, and I'll be there. I think just my voice, like, it'll be, like the person, the person behind the curtain or something. What is that? Wizard of Oz. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be on camera, but so she's going to be crafting live, and then I'll be there. You'll hear my voice, like helping with the chat so that she can kind of concentrate on what she's doing. And then I'm gonna gather my supplies too, so I can craft. And so Debbie, put your link to your YouTube channel in again. But also in the notification for next Thursday, I've put Debbie's YouTube link in, but hopefully Debbie will put it here in the live chat. So anybody that's not subscribed to her, go over to her channel tonight at 6 p.m. and she's going to be doing pages that you can, I think, use in a junk journal. She'll be doing that live. And she has a list of supplies also in the video notification that is up on her channel. So I'm going to be doing that today. I'm going to be gathering all my supplies so that I can make my pages while she shows us how to do it. I'm excited about that. So that's today, 6 p.m. Eastern. Tomorrow, Vintage Coffee Talk is on Kate's channel at Releve Vintage. Hopefully, maybe Debbie can put the link into Kate's channel, Releve Vintage. And tomorrow we are selling kitchen themed vintage items in our live sale. And that'll be 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern. And if you want to join in the show and tell, we do a show and tell after the live sale. After it's over, but we're still live. Take a picture of something that's kitchen themed. You can take a picture of part of your kitchen. Maybe you have some things displayed or a favorite kitchen item. Maybe you've inherited from your mom or your grandmother, just something that you love, because we love to see the vintage items that people love, why they hold them dear, or a fun find, or things that they collect. We love seeing that. So if you want to participate, and then what we do is we'll in conjunction with that, you get your Instagram page shared, because we show your Instagram page so people can go and follow you. And it's a really fun thing. And then let's see, I talked about Debbie being on here next week on my Vintage Craft and Chat. And then March 3rd, I am in the Great Craft Off on Helen Booty's channel, the New England Thrifter. And I didn't get to watch live, but you can go back. Last night, they did a big craft off for St. Patrick's Day. And I missed the live, and then I was looking for the posting. It finally posted this morning. So I'm a little bit... I don't know, maybe 15 minutes into watching the replay. And I think there were, I don't know, maybe six people crafting maybe at the same time, and creating really fun St. Patrick's Day projects. And on the 23rd, we're going to be doing Easter. So I need to start working on my project. And I think that's it. I think that's it. Did I forget anything? I don't know. Sometimes I do. But that's it. So I hope to see you all later today on Debbie's channel, and next Thursday when Debbie's here live with me. I hope you guys enjoyed our little ornament. I'm really excited to see what people come up with, and if you do the craft. And here's one little shot of the larger shamrocks that I just stuck in with some faux flowers. I think it has a really sweet, kind of subtle St. Patrick's Day, right? It's just like not screaming leprechaun. It's just subtle and sweet and nice to tuck into a vignette. And that's it. Yeah. So I thank everybody that took time out of their day to be here in the live. If you, I guess I'm not good at self-promotion, but definitely I would love subscribing, leaving a comment, thumbs up, liking the content, and anybody that's watching in the replay, and anybody that that loves crafting and loves this kind of content, be sure to share my channel. And that's it. I love you all. I hope you have a marvelous rest of your day. And I'll see you later on Debbie's channel. Bye.